So let's make some history. We've got the Elimination Chamber match to determine the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. The competitors are Nia Jax and Tamina versus Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Billie Kay and Peyton Royce versus Naomi and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Bayley.
So do you want to go through the teams one by one? Because there's a lot of them.
Well, right out the gate, before we get into who's in the match, let's just talk about the match on its face. The first ever women's tag team titles in WWE won't be crowned in a tag match.
That sounds like the most WWE thing ever.
It's a black card in Cards Against Humanity. What's the most WWE? Crowning your first ever women's tag team champions in a non-tag match?
Oh, God.
Right? Like, that's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Why wouldn't they have a match that they would tag in and out to, win a tag belt? That's weird. Whatever. I guess they're just using like, oh my God, it's an elimination chamber, so it's crazy. But there's pads everywhere now, so it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's proceed.
So the two teams that are starting off the match are going to be Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Bayley and Sasha Banks.
And that makes sense because they were in the Elimination Chamber women's match last year.
Yep.
All four of them.
Yep. And they proved that they can go in that match and be creative.
Right. So I get it.
So do you want to talk about the supposed injury that Sasha Banks is suffering from here?
What is there even to say? Like, I don't know.
I'm trying to stir the pot.
No, I know, but it's really hard to stir a pot when you're just scraping the bottom. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why they continue to do these like weird injury spots with Sasha.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It's so strange. Like, she's got an injury. She can't help Bayley out, and Bayley's got to do the whole match by herself and get a hope spot, and then drop the match to friggin' Nia Jax. I don't get it. I don't know why they do it to Sasha. I don't know why her and Bayley can't just either be a straight up team where they're good with each other, or straight up enemies where they hate each other and they fight one another. I don't know why we can't just have that, one or the other. We've got to do this weird middling where Bayley's like taken up for her, but Sasha's using her, and then that doesn't go anywhere, and then they're best friends again. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid.
Exactly. Either commit or move on.
Shit, or get off the pot.
Because the longer you drag it out, the less people are going to be invested.
A year ago right now, everybody was dying for Sasha versus Bayley at WrestleMania. Dying for it. And you think anybody cares right now whether that happens or not?
No.
No. Not even a little.
I mean, with that being said, I fully believe that Sasha and Bayley are the front runners to win this match. That's not necessarily who I think is actually going to win, but I think everyone thinks...
No. Right.
Bayley
and
okay,
Sasha. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. Yes. I agree with that. But so let's get into these other teams before we get to the end here. Let's not skip the lyrics, if you will.
Okay. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They just lost their match on SmackDown, so they will be starting the chamber match off.
They're a good team. I don't think that they do enough with Sonya Deville to make her matter.
I mean, they tried.
They've done nothing to legitimize her.
They tried for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then that was it.
Oh.
Then they paired her back up with Mandy Rose.
She got a 2 or 3 week commitment, and they were like, we don't see it. Like, they didn't even give her a chance. And where were they? Where were they that they tried that out? You know what I mean? Like, what cities did they really try to put her over in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, probably nowhere.
Yeah.
Probably absolutely nowhere. It's like she wasn't on the Northeast circuit when they were trying to get her over. You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't a full commitment. And it's not like they have her like. It's not like they've tried to get her over in a way where they legitimize her as a fighter, where she like comes out and she wouldn't attack someone from behind if her whole thing with her t-shirt is put your hair up and square up. They wouldn't have her attack somebody from behind. She would be the one that would come out when Asuka's asking for a challenger and look her in her face and fight her. And then you have her take Asuka to the limit, and then Asuka barely escapes with a victory.
I mean, it worked for...
And then the following week after that, you have her fight somebody that is on Asuka's level and win to keep her legitimate.
I don't know if there's anyone that is on Asuka's level.
Well, the women's division across WWE, not just talking about SmackDown, there's a clear top and a gorge before the bottom. And that's not talent-wise, that's just what they've built them up to be.
Mm-hmm.
There is 3 at the top of that, 4, maybe 5.
Let's say 5.
We'll say 5 at the top, and then there is a vacuum, and then there's everybody else. And that's because WWE wants it that way. They could make stars on every one of their shows and have them all play a role and mean something, but they'd rather talk about whether or not Becky Lynch is going to say sorry for 3 hours. And then make her do it.
And then immediately make it not matter.
Right. And then pull the rug out from underneath. How many rugs are underneath her? We just keep yanking rugs. We're yanking rugs all day. All right. Another team. Next team. Throw them at me.
I hate Nia Jax and Tamina.
Oh. Okay. You want to get into this now. All right. What is their team? They are both of Samoan descent, so obviously they team up. Is that their... That's the thing?
Big booty bitches.
You know what? I would have some profound respect for the two of them if that's what they called themselves as a team. Right?
Naomi turns and she's their leader.
That'd be great. They're a team. Awesome. I can see them winning this match.
Naomi and Carmella?
I hate them.
Or Nia Jax and Tamina?
Nia Jax and Tamina. I hate them, but I have them officially winning this match because they suck and they're heels. They're going to win this match. They're going to be the first ever women's tag team championships, and they're going to carry to WrestleMania, where they're going to defend and lose to Bayley and Sasha. That's how I would book it if I were booking this match.
No. No. I don't want Nia Jax and Tamina to win this match. Like,
what's that State Farm commercial? Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Nope, please don't. Please don't, because then we're going to have to get 10 weeks of promos about how Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka were the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and they're never planning on losing these belts, and they could retire them. They're going to retire with them because there's no one at their level, and then they're going to squash a bunch of people, and I don't want to see that.
Yep. Nope, it's going to be Sasha not only overcoming an injury and her past difficulties with her partner Bayley, but they're going to have to overcome together the odds of Nia Jax and Tamina. I will say, to that point, look up Bayley versus Nia Jax in NXT. They had awesome matches for that women's championship. Just saying. Prepare yourself, Jordan, because it's happening.
Let's talk about the IIconics.
I love the IIconics. I think they're hilarious, and I think they do everything that they're supposed to do the right way. I just don't see a reason to give them these titles, because what do they do with them? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want them to win this and drop them at WrestleMania. I don't think that'd be fair to them. That's why I have Nia and Tamina winning.
I think they need time to build themselves up as more iconic performers or whatever. I love them. Like you said, like they play their role perfectly as the shit heels who go out and annoy everyone on purpose. But
I laugh the entire time they're out there.
Yeah.
I think they're hilarious.
They're great. They're great. They're great in their roles. I don't think they're ready for that responsibility yet.
I don't think that their roles are champion.
What about Naomi and Carmella?
Well, obviously they've just been thrown together.
Yeah, but they seem to be like a pretty good team. Like
I believe in them as a team.
Pops.
I absolutely believe in them as a team, and with more behind them, I think they'll be good as a team, like real good. But you can't throw them together and then give them the titles. Like that's a storyline that you do in June. That's not a storyline that you do when you're going into your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is the playoffs. This isn't the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. What about Riott Squad?
I love the Riott Squad. I think they're great. I think people don't give Liv Morgan enough credit for what she's able to do in the ring. I think she's really good.
Yeah, and Liv sells her ass off.
Dude, and she makes everyone look like a monster.
And Sarah even has improved a lot. Her performance in the tag team match from this past Monday on Raw really impressed me.
And when she took on Ronda 2 weeks ago, was it? She showed up because Liv lost, so Sarah jumped in to take up for her, and it was awesome. She was good. She was doing a lot of the knee strikes and stuff like that. Like, she's great at it. So when you look at this list of teams, though, for me, there's really only 3 that you could give the belts to.
Which are Sasha and Bayley, Nia and Tamina, and who?
Mandy and Sonya. Because I think they've been doing enough with Mandy that Sonya can come along. Because remember last episode I said get Mandy in the title picture with Asuka. So
yeah,
I believe in them, and I think that WWE's done enough to have the crowd believe in them and their heels. That's the other thing that they have going for them. I don't think that Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan are necessarily heels.
So I don't see Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville winning the tag team titles because they are starting first in the chamber.
Okay, so that's fine. So take away 2 of the 3 teams that I said it's possible to give it to.
I personally think the Riott Squad has a fair shot here.
No,
I think so. I love the idea of the Riott Squad winning the titles here. But I also feel like Ruby deserves to be involved with it as well. And since she will be losing to Ronda earlier in the night, I don't think the timing is right. But I think it's a possibility.
No, I agree that the timing's not right. I like I said, I like them as a team. I just don't think that this is the spot to do it. Like, if you're going to have the Riott Squad win, you do it in the summertime or in the fall. But what I think from a storyline perspective you need to do is have heels win it and faces try to overcome them. And if we're looking at this list of teams, sure, the IIconics are heels, but who's going to take it from them? It wouldn't be an obstacle to overcome. It would just be winning a match against them. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to me, that's the difference, is that they're not, as a team, an obstacle to overcome. Nia Jax and Tamina are going to win these championships because they have that going for them. It's going to be difficult to beat them, and that's the story you want to tell at WrestleMania.
I disagree. Wholeheartedly.
Who do you have winning?
I guess if I had to choose, it'd probably be Bayley and Sasha.
They're not winning
But,
it first. As great a story is, that's why them winning it is the story, but that's why you save it for WrestleMania.
But they're not going to save it for WrestleMania because it'll be on the friggin' pre-show.
You don't know that. WrestleMania is going to be like 10 hours.
The match will start at 11:30 a.m.
Exactly.
In the parking lot.
WrestleMania is going to be, if the Royal Rumble can go to midnight Eastern Standard Time, do you not think WrestleMania is going that long? Like at a minimum?
I swear to God, they better not put these belts on Nia Jax and Tamina.
I'm telling you, dude. It's already done.
Sasha and Bayley. They're our only hope.
They're not. I agree with you, but it's not happening here, is what I'm telling you. For a fact. It's not happening here. I want them to win. That's why they are not winning here.
I'm still gonna go with Bayley and Sasha.
All right. You could be wrong all by yourself.
That's fine.
When Nia and Tamina are winning, and I'm looking at you, and I'm like, God damn it!
But by wrestling logic, they won the match on Monday, which means they're gonna lose on Sunday.
No, I don't think that means diddly squat in this situation.
But hey, let's just decide the championships inside an Elimination Chamber match because it's February.
Right, exactly. You know what that means. I just don't see another team that's worthy of it right now. If it were Naomi and Asuka still together as a team, I'd be all over it. But I don't think that the titles are going to SmackDown, for one. So you got to pick from the 3 Raw teams, and Bayley and Sasha are the ones that you want to see win, which means they won't. And Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan aren't the top heels on that show. So you give it to Nia and Tamina just based on that.
Well,
and you create the chase.
You forget Bayley and Sasha could win the titles here, drop them at Fastlane, and then win them again at WrestleMania.
There's no way that they would do 3 title changes in less than 9 weeks.
You haven't watched enough wrestling from 2009.
Of the same title, they would not do that.
Sure they would. It's entirely possible.
They can't even commit to getting a title off of somebody anymore. See also, AJ Styles held it for over 300 days. Brock Lesnar is still the champion for like 600 years. And who else? Who else has it? Pete Dunne's over 600 days. The only thing that they trade even remotely often are the men's tag team titles, but that's because they don't have a division.
And you think that the women have a stronger division?
That's why you give them to Nia and Tamina, because they could carry them.
I'm gonna throw up. Let's ring the bell here.